So I decided to watch Avatar because I hadn't seen it again since it originally came out. And I was just thinking, like, sometimes I like to watch movies again that I feel were made to tell us something. And so I was like, I really want to watch this movie. And it's actually really crazy. You guys should watch Avatar because it is exactly what is happening to us. And sorry, I'm just distracted because this guy just like pulled up and parked right beside me. So in that movie, if you guys recall, they were like the humanoids living on this beautiful, majestic plain. And I don't know how deep you want to get, but yes, plain. And then there's like these evil humans that want to take their land, like basically kill them, get rid of them, so that they can get like the minerals and whatever from the land. And what's really crazy in that movie is these people, they're all in sync with nature and they can connect into nature, which I believe is what we can do. I believe if you are spiritually connected, you will know this. You can feel this in your soul and you know this. And in my opinion, there's only a few people like that left in the world that really understand nature. I guess I shouldn't say few. There's more than a few, but there's probably realistically, I have no idea, maybe only like a few thousand people that like really get, in my opinion, how sacred the earth is, nature, animals, and our connection to it all, and how it affects us and our spirit and everything. And that movie shows how important it is, how important everything around them. Like, even if you were to kill something, like the only reason you would kill it is because it's literally going to take your life. So it's just self-defense. And then you have to show empathy for the killing and like basically like say sorry and like I acknowledge your existence and like you know what I mean, just like have some respect for that life that was lost. And so also too, when they go to, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but they go in the movie, they have to go to where these people, like their most sacred place, and it seems to me it's in the middle of the plain or the earth or whatever, and it's this huge tree, and it's like connected to all of them like through the roots. Like every single thing is connected through this big tree. And if you guys are into this stuff at all, if you look at old ancient maps of the earth and stuff, a lot of them have this big tree. Like in a lot of religions, this is called the tree of life. There's different names for it, but this is actually, this tree and the way that the earth was mapped out was the same, and it was the same through all religions in the past. And there was this huge tree, which I just think is so crazy because this is also portrayed in the movie. And it's like, if you guys really go deep with all this stuff, you will learn that movies are actually created by more, obviously not all, but like any massive large scale movie is typically created by the CIA or like with the CIA involved. And actually that's something I really wanted to do a little bit of research on, because I recently watched Inception and I was like, this movie has to have ties to the CIA, and it does. I started to research it and it did, and I was like, because that movie also had a huge message. If you watch Inception, I was like, Danielle, give me the takeaway of this movie, and it was, your subconscious controls your reality. That is really the moral of the story for the movie Inception. The takeaway for that whole movie is your subconscious controls your reality. And there's a lot of people that believe that we live in basically like this 3D video game that we're basically the creators of. And I do happen to wonder that sometimes, because sometimes I do think like they try to put stuff out there on such a mainstream level sometimes, because I think that they want the most of us to see it, because I am curious if it works like this, because then I wonder if the more people who see something, the more that can actually start to take place as a reality for us. And so sometimes I wonder if that's also too why they are showing us so much of this. I mean, okay, I'll just say of this crazy evil AI that is to come. But then again, I'm like, I don't know, are they really showing us it in like a mainstream way? I'm not really sure, because I go searching for it. I mean, I don't watch the news, but I'm pretty sure they're not talking about this on the news. But anyway, I just, certain things that shape our culture and shape societies, sometimes I do wonder if it comes from just so much exposure, and then it basically happens, like so many people start to believe that, and then it's created in the universe. I don't know. That's like going really deep. But that movie Inception is really good, and I feel like there's a lot of hidden messages in that movie. And then Avatar, to me, just seems too much. There's too many parallels with exactly what's happening to us on this planet here. And if you guys don't know, with the Ukraine and Russia war, they're training, they're using like so much AI, all these AI weapons, these completely like autonomous facial recognition killing drones, and that's like terrifying, because to me, I just think it's a lot more than the war. I think that this war is actually like a whole excuse to train their weapons and just get them better and better, and and I just personally think that these weapons are going to be used for other things, if you know what I'm saying, soon. And it's quite frightening. But yeah, I really feel like, we're just like the humanoids here, and there's like this evil force that is trying to take out everything that we know and love about our planet. And it's like, I also feel like a lot of people, like in that movie, they show the humanoid people that they're like all connected to nature, which for me, I can tell humans aren't. Like I said, there's only so many. But I do think before all of the propaganda and programming that we've been under over centuries, I do think that there was a time where we were all connected very spiritually to each other and also to nature. And I feel like that's something that they've been working on for so long, is to take away that connection. Because I'm one of the only people like in my circles that cares at all, like about a tree or a plant or a bird or any animal. Like a lot of people think it's funny to kill animals. They think it's like really funny. I don't know why. Or like if you talk about hunting an animal, like it's not in a respectable form, like of understanding that that animal gave its life to you, and you should be like so grateful. And that's like something that you should never, I don't know, like brag about in an egotistical way, or in an entitled or desensitive way. It should be spoken of with like so much respect and like gratitude. But like the way people talk about it is like really disgusting. And then people basically just think like animal abuse is so funny, and the way like animals are factory farmed. A lot of people like just think it's like funny if you have any sensitivities towards that or anything. And it's like, you can tell how what is the right word to use, like how, I guess, desensitized these people have been, and how, I don't know like the right words to use, like just programmed to not value nature. Like it's like really weird. Like the separation has become so big. Like it's the separation from nature and understanding what it gives us, and having any gratitude towards it. Like there's just such a disconnect with so many people nowadays, and that's been done deliberately so that people are more okay with the absolute destruction of everything. And like I talk about in a past video, like these data centers, for instance, are just insane. Like the power consumption and then the detriment to the land and to probably the water around that area, everything. Like it's insane, these data centers, the large scale. Like I said, there's one being built that's 6,000 acres. 6,000 acres. Like I don't even know how to visualize 6,000 acres. But that's just going to be a data center, like a campus. That's what they call it, a campus. Data center campus. 6,000 acres. Like I know what 40 acres looks like, and that's big. I cannot even fathom remotely to understand what 6,000 acres entails. I know my husband's parents or family has land, and I think that they have just over 1,000 acres, and that's big. It's big. So 6 more of those, like it's absolutely mind-blowing. But yeah, like I just feel like just watch Avatar if you haven't watched it for a long time. And yeah, I don't know, this world's insane. Every day I wake up and I just think to myself, I literally cannot believe I live in this world. And then I watch these videos and they say we have until 2027 basically before like they start to the humans, I guess. I don't know, you know, and a lot of this stuff is even coming from the scientists behind the AI saying that there's like no need for humans and AI will be our successor. So like basically meaning that we will no longer be the top of the food chain. They also give us a lot of warnings stating that AI will be out of control. I think Elon Musk or something said AI will be worse than nuclear weapons. And it's pretty concerning when they're all warning how frightening AI is going to be. And it's also very concerning when you learn that all of these elitist people, they all have houses that are like self-sustainable, properties that are self-sustainable with underground bunkers. And they're either pretty much on islands in Hawaii or New Zealand. So like no mainland. Why do they have these huge self-sustaining compounds on islands? Like I really feel like clearly they know something is about to happen and they are prepared for it. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd share some stuff. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next video.